What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. In the last episode, we took down Brawly at the Dewford Gym, earning ourselves the Knuckle Badge. As you can see, we now have 2. Wonderful. But now, all that's left is to head off to Slateport. This was just a pit stop along the way that happened to get us a badge, and I did not mean to exit out of that menu. But it's time to finally go to Slateport, and unfortunately, this episode is probably going to entirely comprise of battling trainers rather than getting into Slateport itself. Mostly because the entire beach leading up to Slateport is riddled with them. However, we are going to we'll still be making progress at least. There's going to be a few items we can get ourselves here, which is pretty nice. But yeah, a lot of trainer battles in this portion of the area. So let's see. Okay, so I think everything's good. Also, Ziggy has an item. I should probably take that off of his person. A super potion. I'll take one of those. That's actually pretty useful early in the game. It is one of the better items you can get at such a low level, though, I must say. I think this girl, yep, you can have this. Obtain the Soft Sand, which is the ground type equivalent to the Miracle Seed and Silk Scarf. And yeah, it's just another one of those, but yeah, as you can see, ground based. Now let's get around this. I'm going to set up a double battle here, because I do think Ghidorah can handle this, at least with Toothless's help, and I do want Ghidorah to get additional experience and start to catch up so I can actually start using him and he's relevant. But here we go. All right, taking down Edmund and Haley. I think we'll focus on the... Let's focus on the Meryl first, honestly. I mean, I'm pretty sure both of these come equipped with Water Gun, which is going to be a bit of a pain for Ghidorah, but I know with confidence I can take down Meryl faster. Let's go with a Headbutt, even though this is probably going to kill Meryl on its own, and he's just going to end up attacking him and go, we'll see. I don't know if it only hits twice. Okay, I got lucky. Whew. All right. So Ghidorah is probably also going to go second, which means the Headbutt will not flinch. I really hope that Ghidorah can handle whatever Water Gun gets thrown at it. Oh, trying to learn Metal Claw. Absolutely. This is an incredibly important move that we are going to have for a very long period of time. Definitely going to get rid of Tackle for it instead of Harden or Sand Attack, because Headbutt's just objectively better than Tackle. I really don't have a use for Tackle. I can at least use Sand Attack and Harden in niche situations. Also, you Water Gunned Toothless, you idiot. Why did you do that? Oh my gosh! Freaking go, Ghidorah, go! That was impressive. I am very proud of him. Alright, well, that's 2 of the trainers down here. I do think we are going to make it into Slateport in this episode. I don't want to just entirely comprise this an episode of battling trainers, because I think that would be kind of lame, but, yeah, this... Okay, I don't want to, like, talk crap on this game, because I love this game, I really do, but, one of the things that Generation 3 is incredibly notorious for is, the way in which it just kind of pads areas with trainers. I mean, all, you know, the earlier generations. Well, I mean, you could even argue that every single Pokemon generation is guilty of this. But I feel like once you got around to, like, Generation 5, even though, you know, you have a lot of trainers to fight on every single route between towns, there were always little scenic stops that you could make along the way, or little places of interest on almost every single route. And while Generations 1 through 4 have those, they're not, I think, as notable or as worth... I guess they're not as worth, like, the pit stop all the time. So it kind of just gives this feeling of... It just kind of gives this feeling of essentially grinding. You feel like it's tedium. You're doing nothing but battling trainers on the routes, and eventually it just gets to the point where you're like, all right, let's just get all this done. I mean, and that's not to say you can't, like, avoid them. You can absolutely just bypass them directly if you wish, but, you know, at the same time, you're also passing up free experience. You're passing up, you know, the ability to continue to level up your Pokemon, and that's kind of the idea of the games. If you skip too many trainers, you are actually going to fall behind in levels, and it's not to say that Pokemon's very difficult in that regard. Like, you're going to be fine if you do that. But yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of logical sense to walk past everything. So yeah, the tedium can eventually set in, but this game, I feel like, is specifically at the beginning of the game is notorious for that, and then also at one point towards the end, but we'll get to that when we get to that. I think y'all know what I'm talking about. There's one section of Generation 3 in particular that is very heavily criticized for the amount of absolute nothing but trainers that populate that section. So Let's go up here. We're going to get stopped, I think, by a double battle. Yep, okay. There is another one hiding under that umbrella, and then we can grab this item after the battle. I also want to kind of show this little Easter egg that's off to the right. Oh, there, you each got 2? Ugh. Alright, so note, by the way, Azurill is not a water type. It's a normal type. I know that often confuses people because, I mean, you just look at it. It just looks like a water type. Nope, it's all normal, which is... I mean, I always also feel bad about attacking the Azumarill because it's freaking adorable, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta finish the battle somehow. Poor little darling. Oh my gosh, Azurill is so freaking cute. Look at it. It's so happy. Oh, it makes me so sad to attack them. Especially like in later generations where like they have the animations. Like, well, generation 6 and 7, where they actually have like the animations when they faint, and Azurill gets so sad when it gets knocked out, and it just makes me feel bad. It really does. I hate it. Azurill's so cute. Alright, well, got Toothless up to level 22. That's pretty good. Another tentacle to deal with. Take down this Azurill, and I think we'll just focus on the tentacle next, because it's really the only thing that's threatening. A bunch of Azurill are not really going to give me all that much trouble, honestly. It's a baby Pokemon. Baby Pokemon are... well, they're weak. They're babies. It's kind of how it works. Okay, let's quick attack the tentacle, and I think we'll headbutt the tentacle, and that should for sure take care of the problem. Okay, I probably didn't even need to use headbutt then. My goodness, I probably could have just gotten away with Metal Claw and it would have died. But Metal Claw's not very effective. How was Ice supposed to know it was going to do so much damage? Gosh. And Ghidorah is level 14. Awesome. With that really good, physical attack stat, actually. You know what? I haven't even checked Ghidorah's nature. I should probably do that. Why am I so bad about doing that? About grabbing a new team member and then, like totally and utterly, like, neglecting to check what their nature is? Because that's incredibly important. It makes a big difference. It really does. Like, on its own. Like, IVs and EVs aside, it really does make a huge difference to just have a specific nature. And that alone can actually, you know, I mean, because IVs and EVs are one of those things where it's like, those really are only necessary when you're competitive battling. But a nature, is such a difference maker in its own right that you really do need to actually pay attention to those even in, like, the main game. So, because your Pokemon can have glaring strengths and weaknesses. In fact, let's, before I forget, check that. Alright, Ghidorah, what is your nature? A gentle nature. I think that is a special defense increase. I don't know. I honestly don't know what it decreases, though. It might be defense or attack, and if it's attack, that's kind of worrisome. But anyway, this guy right here, water around these parts is clean, but I get my Zigzagoon to pick up litter from the shoreline at times. Dirty water becomes rain and joins the rivers, which you drink from if we pull this. Yeah. So he's basically talking about how his Zigzagoon picks things up around the beach because there's lots of things to find, but he must not be very good at it because, yeah, you missed this thing right here, a heart scale. So heart scales, you can find them all throughout the game. You can also knock them off or use the Thief ability on Love Disc, which you can find much later in the game to get more heart scales. Heart scales are items that you can then trade in to the move relearner much later on in the game. So if you ever accidentally, like, let's say, deleted a move that you wanted to have on your Pokemon, or purposefully, but then want it later for another reason, you can go to the move relearner, trade in a heart scale, and get that move back, which is pretty darn useful at times. Especially if you accidentally overwrite, if you overwrite like an incredibly powerful move. This does not, unfortunately, apply to TMs, though. You discard or replace a TM, it's gone forever. You're not getting that back. So, just a note, just so you are aware. And now we're going to fight the 3 trainers in here, which is going to take a minute. Now, the reason we're doing this, actually, is because once we have done so, there is a guy at the very end of this place who is going to reward us by giving us the ability to buy Soda Pops. Now, this is actually incredibly important to do because Soda Pops heal more than Super Potions for half the cost. Although you can only buy one at a time, which is a little bit tedious, these are much more useful and efficient healing items, and you're going to want to get these. Thankfully, he does give you like a half dozen once you're done with this place, so that's like an immediate payout, but I am definitely going to take a minute and buy a lot more once we are done, because, yeah, they're incredibly cheap, and like I said, better than Super Potions. So, no reason to ever buy those. Just like there's no reason to buy max potions until, like, your Pokemon are level 100 later in the game. because hyper potions are so good. Until they nerfed them later on. Okay, Goldeen. Let's fight this thing. I'm glad you just have one Pokemon miss. I'm just going to use Bullet Seed. I'm not going to chance absorb not killing it, because I just don't have enough faith in that move. It's just not strong enough, man. It's just not strong enough. Just like the Apocalyptica song, but with Adam Gontier. Wow, that was a reference, if ever there was one. My goodness. Like, one that I guarantee nobody watching this video is going to get. Okay, let's take down this last trainer. And then, yeah, and then we'll go talk to the man in red up there to the north, I suppose. I think that's to the... No, that's to the north. Yeah, these games are perfectly oriented. North, east, south, and west at all times. What am I talking about? It's even like referenced at like at points in each of the games, so you never really get all that confused. Wow, that actually did kill Wingull. Okay, well, good to know. I'm just kind of worried because I'm starting to run low on Bullet Seed PP, but at the same time, this is the last trainer I have to fight before I'm allowed to go heal, so I don't know why I'm actually so uptight about it at the moment. Don't need to be worrying none. Also, I'm glad this guy's Pokemon is this guy's Pokemon are all severely underleveled, so that I can easily take them out. Also, I'm an idiot because I just switched to a Steel Rock type against a Fighting type. I deserve to lose for this one. Okay, I don't think Metal Claw is actually not very effective against Fighting types, though. Don't quote me on that. Okay, I didn't think so. Yeah. That was dumb. That was dumb. I deserved that. I deserved every single bit of that. I should not have done that. I should have just stuck with Toothless, and then Ghidorah would have gotten his level up. But no, I had to be an idiot about it. Okay, Bullet Seed, and then we're done with this place. Man, I'm almost like embarrassed that I did that. Wow. All right, well, Machops down. Toothless is going to get the experience all to himself this time, I guess. You freaking selfish lizard. And now we can go talk to the Seashore House Man. I think a Seashore was a Seahorse. But that wouldn't make sense because it's Horsey, not Seahorse in this game. Okay, we'll obtain Soda Pop. There we go. We got half a dozen bottles. And now, like I said, you can individually buy them. They're just 300 a bottle. Like I said, very, very cheap. I'm just going to buy 4 more just so that I have a good amount. But I can always come back here and buy more. This is now available for the rest of the game. Granted, at one point, Soda Pops are going to become obsolete, so I am going to start needing to upgrade to, like, Hyper Potions and stuff. But for now, I am definitely going to want some. Usually, I grab a lot more than 10. Usually, I end up actually grabbing, like, 30. But, yeah, not today. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Okay, so I think there is actually one more heart scale on this beach. Like, right here? No? I think it's on one of these edges. Hold on. Excuse me, chair. I know it's on one of these corners somewhere. I'm just not exactly sure where. But if I don't... There it is. Okay, no, it's a revive. Excuse me. I knew there was one in one of these corners somewhere. I'll take a revive, though. That's still a pretty darn good item to get this early on. Okay, let's head on into Slateport City and have a look around before we call this episode quits. But first things first, I need to heal. Ignoring all of the Team Aqua members. Okay, let's have a little bit of a tour, why don't we? So... Don't call Roxanne. Yes. Okay. Yep. Add me to the Pokenav, please. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. You're very nice. Glad I got your phone number. Okay. So this whole entire part of Slateport is kind of irrelevant except for this building right now because there's a single character that we can go talk to, which is this guy. If this goes here and that goes there, then where does this thing go? And oh, what about that doohickey? Spoken like somebody who knows his craft. All right, I can't make heads or tails of this. Hi, I'm Doc. Captain Stern commissioned me to design a ferry. Oh, that there? Are they Devon goods? This won't do. Captain Stern went off somewhere. He said he had some work to do. Did I get you to find Captain Stern and deliver that to him? Gosh, man, you know, somebody who says this doohickey certainly knows what they're talking about when it comes to, I don't know, designing a boat that's meant to carry passengers and, you know, keep them safe and keep them alive, but, you know, whatever. Then we have this part, which is the Slateport Market. Welcome, how may I serve you? This guy has a few dolls that you can buy for your secret bases. We'll be getting into those much, much later. There is a lot to do with secret bases in this area. I'm the energy guru. I'll go for it and sell you what you need. This guy just sells like proteins, irons, carboses. Basically things you should never, ever, ever buy because they're way too expensive. You should always try to get them in different ways. Oh, your growth value, you have to go for a little harder. If you do, I'll give your Pokemon something nice. So when you've maxed out the EVs on a single Pokemon, you will come to this woman and she will give you a ribbon that you can then display on your Pokemon. We'll get into what ribbons are at a much later point as well. Then we have this guy. Oh, look at this. Okay, he doesn't actually have anything of importance. I was thinking he was someone else. I was thinking he was this guy. Do you know the TM Secret Power? Our group, we love the TM Secret Power. One of our members will give it to you. Come back and show me if you get it. Secret Power is the TM that is required to then make secret bases, which again we'll get into later. But once you get that TM, you can come to this guy and he'll sell you things for your secret bases, just like the dolls. Then you also have this woman. If a wild Pokemon gets hurt, it heals itself by chewing on berries. Did you know that? Somebody saw that and got the idea of making medicine from berries. Did you know that? To turn berries into medicine, they must be crushed into powder. Did you know that? You seem to have an interest in berries. I've got something for someone like you, and we've obtained the powder jar. Now, this is entirely useless to me at the moment because the powder jar, unfortunately, is only used for a multiplayer game that you need to use to make berry medicine. I am not going to be doing this, so because I don't really have a way of showing this to you guys. So we are just going to move on from that, but you can at least obtain that. Then we have the Pokemon Fan Club, calling all fans of Pokemon. Let's head on in here. So first things first, I want you to take note of this guy. I am the chairman of the Pokemon Fan Club. Being the chairman, I am naturally the most important. No one can best me when it comes to raising Pokemon. No one. Well, let me tell you about Pokemon contests. They're events where one can show off Pokemon for the world to see. However, they're held in far-off towns, so I cannot participate often enough. This is why we gather here to show off our Pokemon and have others show us theirs. So this guy, he is going to be relevant much later when we get into contests. He gives you an item that actually is going to help you with your performance in contests should you meet certain requirements. Again, we'll get into all that later, but these are just things you need to keep note of and remember that these people exist. This guy, on the other hand, is relevant right now. Heh, my Pokemon totally rules. It's cooler than any Pokemon. I was lipping off with a swagger in my step like that when the chairman chewed me out. That took the swagger out of my step. If you'd like, I'll teach the move swagger to a Pokemon of yours. So this is one of the first move tutors that can be found throughout the game. They are essentially TMs that you have to go seek out rather than having in your inventory. I do not want swagger on any of my Pokemon because I honestly don't like it that much. Swagger is a move that greatly increases the attack of the opposing Pokemon while also confusing them. Now, the theory behind this is the fact that, the reason you would want to do this is because Pokemon deal more damage to themselves when confused, the higher their attack power is and the lower their defense is. Problem is the second the confusion wears off, then all they have is a big attack boost that they have then carried with them throughout the rest of the battle. I don't like that very much. I would rather just straight up confuse a Pokemon because the idea with confusion is more so to keep them from attacking you rather than to have them kill themselves slowly with it. You typically want to poison Pokemon or burn them for that reason alone, not confuse them. Confusion's typically just supposed to be a stopgap, so no, I am not going to teach that to any of my Pokemon. You also have this lady who can interview you about things. You also have this lady right here. Love seeing Pokemon that love their trainers. Pokemon are very sensitive to the feelings of their trainers. If you treat your Pokemon with love and care, they'll love you back. When your Pokemon grow to love you, please come show me. So, your Pokemon really adores you. For you, a most compassionate trainer, a gift from the fan club. If you have a Pokemon with a happiness value above 100, which is very easy to get with your starter Pokemon, she is going to give you a Soothe Bell. This then, once attached to a new Pokemon that you get, or any Pokemon in general, will double their happiness increases until they fully max out. Happiness is important for many things, such as evolving certain Pokemon that only evolve through happiness, or for boosting the attack of the move Return. Okay? Holy crap, that's a lot of explanations. And we are going to save the rest of the explanations for the next episode. Yes, we are going to check out what's going on up here in the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. And I will see you all in the next one.